Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I'm Kelly. Today we're doing a donator requested reading on Stray Kids Han. This is going to be a personality reading and it's kind of like a two-part thing. So we're going to do the personality reading in this video. So this video might be a little shorter than usual. And then we're going to do an ideal partner and a current energies reading in the next part. So look forward to that in the next video, okay? So we're just going to do the personality reading today and I'll try to just elaborate on it as much as I can, maybe a little more so than I usually do, because usually I do a current energies reading with these kind of things, but since you're ordering more than one reading, you know, we're gonna do it how you requested it, okay? So with that said, tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say is alleged fiction. I'm just reading some cards as they show up on the table and using my own intuition. So this is not intended for slander or libel or anything like that. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay. If you're new to my channel, thank you. Subscribe for more. I do a lot of readings. You can request your own just like this person did through my Ko-fi page. So be sure to check that out. I also have a Patreon where I do more spicy topics. I do more kind of in the news scandal related ones. Right now we have Sungri and AOA, and I think Chris Wu is coming next month very soon, so look forward to that. And if you join the Patreon, you also will get to recommend which readings you'd like to see there, so it will be way more interactive than this channel is here. So just remember that if you want to check it out. And I think that covers all the intro stuff, so let's go ahead and get to this reading. I have the astrology card. So Han, I believe, is a Virgo with a Pisces moon. If the internet is correct, sometimes I don't know. I don't have time to look it all up myself. So I'm trusting what I find on the internet, but sometimes they are wrong. So if it is wrong, please correct me in the comments and I will make sure I notate that for further readings. Actually, I should just start making a whole reference sheet from now on, shouldn't I? Keep wanting to, but finding the time to do it is a nightmare. So if you have any like large reference sheets for idols, you know, birth charts, or you know, at least suns and moons and rising signs. I know risings are harder to find, but if anybody knows of anything like that, let me know, because I would love to have access to it. If not, I'll just have to make one myself. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Usually I do 6 cards for this reading. One more shuffle. From what I know of Virgos, they can be very detail oriented and but very kind of helpful. You know, they're usually a friend that's good to come along for an adventure. I feel like they're a Hufflepuff to someone else's Slytherin usually. Whoops. Let's see who's old enough to get that reference. All right, let's go ahead and pull some cards. Whoops. All right, that one wanted to come. Ring. Perceptive, yeah. Oops, that one popped right up. Oh, okay. I got the 3 in my hand first, so I'm gonna take those. I got these 3, so let's go with that. Okay, just gonna straighten these up a little bit and we'll go over them. All right. So yeah, we got the ring, which means he definitely likes his rituals, his routine. He seems like he's more into stability, but that means because he's so stable, like whenever there is a shift in energies, he's pretty perceptive to it. If someone is acting out of their usual, he's gonna pick up on that, because he likes things to stay as he expects them, right? If you start messing with his, I wanted to say his like zen, if you want to mess with like his routine, you're gonna get like his laser focus on you, good or bad. If you need help, he's gonna be that person to help you. But if you're just there messing things up, he's also gonna call you out and be like, hey, you're messing up my energy, dude. You need to go somewhere else with that. like kind in nature, but not afraid to call people out when they're being unnecessary. So yeah, but I think he is probably that person that like when he has a favorite food, he just, that's what he gets every time. He has like the usual, right? Sometimes that makes people scared to try new things. So that could be a concern for him. If he's too scared to try something different, he may get intimidated kind of easily. But usually, again, if they have like an adventurous person next to him that gives them that little push, they can be very receptive. So just depends how much time he spends on his own versus how much time he's with more adventurous people. Then we have, I'm sorry, my hands are, the mother. And again, a light aspect. So again, we're seeing nurturing, we're seeing creative. We're seeing someone that's constantly working on things. I know he's released some like mixtape stuff. I know, is he a part of Sriracha? I think so. Or is it 3racha? I always want to say Sriracha, but I think that's wrong. I think it's 3racha. I don't know how to pronounce it. Someone please tell me. But you know what I mean? Like the subgroup they have. It seems like if he's not doing Stray Kids stuff, he's back in a studio working on something else, or he's helping other people who are. So if the other members are working on things, he can tend to be that like supportive hype man that they need, that kind of also critical eye. I think he's really good at again putting his opinion out there in a constructive way. Sometimes it can be harsh, but he means it well. He means well, that it's to help you, you know, even if he doesn't always know the right way to say it. He's usually coming from a good place, but he can be that criticism can be helpful or unhelpful depending on the time that he gives it. So, but usually I think he's helping people working on their music or something creative. So then he's usually in his element. The tear is in shadow though. So this can be a little needy, a little dramatic, you know. He might be a little sensitive towards certain things. What I do know of Virgos is they're kind of hard to admit when they do something wrong. So he could be quick to like flare up if he gets accused of being wrong, or, you know, something of that nature where he feels he's right and he doesn't see the error he's made. He can get a little dramatic. His feelings can get a little hurt. Now, I don't know how good he is at expressing that part. Sometimes expressing when other people do wrong is fine, but sometimes expressing when you're in the wrong might be a little tough for him. So maybe we'll see more with these cards. I got the Orphan in the slightly shadowy aspect. It means he can be very skeptical of people until he knows them. So again, he likes routine. He likes dealing with the same group of people he always does. He may be scared to make new friends, meet new people. So he can be a little distrustful of them at first. He might have like that wall up until you truly get to know him. Not uncommon for the business that he's in. He needs to have that to protect himself in many ways. So could just be expressing that, but I do think it leaves him a little bit lonely. I think he's a little regretful that he has to be that way, or he's a little sad that he can feel lonely because he doesn't trust other people. He may have a little bit of like that paranoia that it's hard for him to make new friends because unless you kind of come highly recommended from his inner circle, he's not going to trust you have pure intentions or good intentions. So it could be a trauma from his past. You know, I'm sure they meet lots of people that are just trying to take advantage of them, especially when they're trainees and they have starry eyes and they're trying to get somewhere. You know, it could have been a little rough for them. We have the Queen in a shadow aspect. We have kind of, again, like there's this king of the castle. Like he has his stability, he has his routine, he has his aspects that he feels like really, really knowledgeable about. And I think he feels very, at this point, what keeps coming to mind is like a veteran. Like I think he feels like people may underestimate him, maybe thinking because he looks or acts young that he's not as experienced and well educated in his field as he is. Like I think he's like, I know what I'm talking about and don't underestimate me. Like this is what I do, this is my element. He has very much that energy, like just like a master of my domain. Like that's how he feels. Like it could be a bit of an ego issue, but depending on, again, the people he's with, if he's with, you know, his friends or his people he works with often, it's like he feels like he knows that they know, you know, his department and what he's good at and what he's where his his experience and his knowledge, like where it lies. So like he's in charge of like that aspect, whereas maybe people who don't know him think that it's an ego thing. He could come off a little that way. You know, again, he doesn't always want to be the most approachable anyway because of that distrust. So it could be something like that too. People read it as ego, but really he's just very confident. We're kind of getting that aspect where he may be hard to approach from other people because of the vibe that he gives off. And then we have the Forest. Also in a more light aspect. And this means he is kind of in experimental mode, which is good. But like this card, I always point out when this card comes up that it's like kind of feeling like you're thrust out of your comfort zone. So you kind of do want to hide a little bit. Like it's like he shrinks back from all of this. Like he wants to tread all this new ground, but he does get very scared. So it could be that this is his like where he finds his comfort, because he can get extremely overwhelmed in this like adventurous mode. Like I think Stray Kids is a really experimental group, and he could be one of the ones that kind of goes along because he's not going to hold back that group, but he could be one of the more traditionalists that like gets scared before they expand on these new concepts. Sorry, I can't talk. He can kind of get scared before they expand on these unusual concepts. He can kind of be the one like, should we do this? But ultimately he does go along. Ultimately, he feels like he's all kind of constantly taking in new experiences, treading new territory. It's just not necessarily what he feels most safe and comfortable and confident in. So he could be the one that's kind of always like, I don't know, guys, I think we need to rein it in just a little bit. But that's good. That means he probably balances out some of the other personalities who are always just like, let's get crazy and weird and do all this stuff. And he's like, wait. Just take it back one step. Just one step. You know? So yeah. And that could be what, you know, again, he has that expertise. He has his part of that he kind of specializes in. And that could be what it is he kind of brings some balance and harmony where it's needed in that group. So that's kind of the personality aspects I get, is that he does get thrust into all these new situations he doesn't feel comfortable in, but he understands that's the path he's on. You know, it's big and scary for him, but at the same time, like he's also grateful for what he learns along the way. So that's basically what I have for the personality reading. So stick around for next video on Han, where we're going to talk about his ideal partner and his current energies. Okay, thank you, donator, so much for your request. I hope you enjoyed it, And hope you stick around for the next one. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.